William Samoei Arap Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya, has been out for the last 2 weeks, together with his Kenya Kwanza brigade, making scathing remarks against the judiciary of the Republic of Kenya. Now, the question is, what is the reality about this war? As always, this is Kenyan Opinion TV. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to tell us your opinion about our opinion and your opinion on the matters discussed. And let's delve right into the gist of the matter. Very well. So it started about 2 weeks ago when the judiciary launched another punch in the Kenya Kwanza government's agenda by stopping the implementation of the housing levy. And the question is, why? Constitutionality of the above bill that was passed, that was briefly, I'd rather say briefly discussed in Parliament, because we didn't see a lot, it actually being analyzed in much in depth. But it was discussed, juju, it was passed quickly, through Parliament, and then it was assented to and was actually imposed upon the people of the Republic of Kenya by the government and was then implemented immediately. But the courts stopped it. And immediately, the President of the Republic of Kenya, William Samoei Arap Ruto, took to the roads as is his usual self. And throughout William Samoei Arap Ruto's career, we have seen every time he is faced with a problem, especially any problem that he cannot deal with legally, he deals with it politically. He goes out to the people and attacks whatever or whoever it is that has hurt him. And basically, for example, I remember even from his days as an MP, in the 90s, all the way to when he was CS, or rather minister, deputy president, and up to now that he is president, that has been his approach. But this becomes a very, very, very critical question, because we need to understand this dispute between the executive government and the judiciary arm of the government, because those two are practically what maintains the sanity of leadership and rulership in a republic. I mean, without the judiciary, we don't have a country. Without the executive, we don't have a country. Just like if we boot out Parliament, okay, well, debatably, we can still have a country, but it is not the same. So, the question cited by the judicial officers who actually suspended the implementation of the housing levy was constitutionality. And they said that this bill was actually unconstitutional and needs to be rectified as such, so that it adheres to the constitutional matters that affect the people of the Republic of Kenya. But the president is not ready to do anything like that. And this has not been the first time that issue of the housing levy has been discussed in the courts. it had initially been taken to the courts, and then it was shadily passed, and the question of what needed to be done, and some things was supposed to be fine-tuned. But the president is not ready to make any changes to the implementation of the housing levy. And this is why, rather than discuss the matter in the executive chambers of the government, for example, through the involved ministries and the involved experts, inviting experts to deal with the matter, taking the issue back to parliament and discussing it to see its legality, That is why the president actually took to the streets to attack the judiciary. Why? Because the judiciary wants to see it implemented in a way that it is legally packaged. The judiciary is not exactly against the implementation of that particular bill, but against the constitutional matters that it creates. But this is not the only issue that the president is coming out to, that has made the president come out. The courts have been very vocal, or rather very handy, a tool for the people of the Republic of Kenya to stand against the president and his dictatorial, in quotes, mannerism in the implementation of his policies. For example, how the finance bill was implemented. Some of his supporters will debate it, and others, the opponents, will also debate it in their own side of the story. But politics is practically a game of opinions. So whatever your opinion is, you debate all issues along those lines. But that doesn't exactly change the reality. And this being Kenyan Opinion TV's opinion, the president has some issues with the judiciary. And the issues are not anything about the judiciary being corrupt, as he has been quoted saying. It has issues with some members of the judiciary not towing the line. The President of the Republic of Kenya wants to do things his way or the highway. And some of the judicial officers have refused. In fact, some of them have shown total disregard for whatever it is that he has to offer. And that is why he decided that now or never. And they started quoting, some of the judges, some of the members of the nini. If that was the issue, then the president would have immediately taken the right action through the office of the AG, for example, and taking any judicial officer who he tends to think is corrupt through a judicial system that has been established. There are real legal parameters that have been put in place to ensure that such a case is actually well executed. And if those judicial officers are found corruptible, then there are ways to actually punish them. But their corruption is not the issue. The issue is that they are not towing the line. Number two, William Samoei Arap Ruto wants to feed, or rather to be the sole beneficiary of the corruption within the judiciary. Because let's face it, our judicial system is corrupt to the core. And this is part of why the CJ, Martha Karambu Koome, was very reluctant to give a reply to the president, because she knows she has been a beneficiary. And we see this reluctance because she only came after a lot of time has passed since the president launched the attack. She did not come out to defend her institution. Not in the manner that we would have expected her to do that. So, Karambo Koome has been a beneficiary of corruption in the judiciary, and the President of the Republic of Kenya has been a beneficiary of corruption in the judiciary. But to be able to make everybody in the judiciary to toe his line, he attacks them generally, so that those particular members who have refused to toe the line actually feels threatened and probably toes the line. And this is dangerous for the Republic of Kenya, because we already have a government that does not listen to the people, listen to the voice of reason, listen to logicality. So if we also lose our judicial leverage, then it means we have nobody to save us unless the military decides to do ile kitu ya So here's the issue. If the president does not recant his war, we are going to see the long-term effects of it. And we are going to go back all the way to the Moi days, where we saw the judiciary become a vessel of torture against political enemies, and the judicial system become a tool for use by members of the government who thought they could victimize anybody. So it is either toe the line or face the judiciary, because you can be arrested and taken to court, and the courts will be bribed, and you will be, dismantled. That is the kind of thing that William Samoei Arap Ruto intends to create with the judiciary. We can only pray and hope that he doesn't succeed. But there's also a probability that he is going to succeed. He has been successful with Parliament. Parliament is actually under his control. He backs, they cower back in fear. He sneezes, they run. The only thing that is left is the judiciary. And I wonder what will happen if the judiciary stops stopping this madman. At least we have several cases that we can cite: the housing levy, the privatization of public assets like the Mombasa port, KICC, all those assets. It also stalled the implementation of the finance bill, so many cases that we can actually cite. So if the madman is not stopped, who is gonna prevent, who is going to secure us from the scathing effects of a madman's madness? The truth is, we do not have much hope. We do not have much for salvation, but we cannot give up. Lawyers and whoever must stand, let them stand with the judiciary. And Karambo Mother Koome, start talking. Get that tail between your legs. Get it out. We want to see you stand up, fight for your institution. We don't want to hear useless remarks from you. We want you to see you defending the judiciary. We want to see you standing up for our legal officers who are doing something to actually help the Republic of Kenya. And this, again, is the backdrop of information that you are actually part of the reason we are in this mess. Without you, William Samoei Arap Ruto would never have become president. It is the judicial system that made this mess. They are the ones who installed an illegitimate president through the Supreme Court ruling. So if they cannot manage this mess, then they should come up and tell us, we are sorry, we created a monster and the monster is feeding on us too. But anyway, this is Kenyan Opinion TV. I do not know what you think about the information here provided, and I wish you all the best. I want to see you in the comment section. Tell us what you think, and it will be my pleasure to discuss this with you in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. As usual, I wish you all the best. Kwaheri.